Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Saturday night after the Taraweeh Salat, the 15th Eve, 15th night of Ramadan 1446, 15th of March 2025. This Majlis took place at Kalul near Ahmedabad in Gujarat, India. So our Hazrat Wala is saying that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Sahaba used to come to him so that he could read on them, or that he would blow onto the water for them, for themselves and for their children. Now, and then they used to do it for themselves and for their children. Now, when it is established right back from there, then I don't need to prove or establish anything here. You know, one person came and he's saying, what is this blowing, and there's a dum, etc. What is it? So it was said to him, you foolish, silly person, what do you know? Tu bewukuf, tu kya jane? What do you know about this year? Nevertheless, just hearing that, he became enraged and angry. So the person then said to him, if my statement and my talk has had such a deep effect upon you, then why can't you understand this, that there are great effects in the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Now what is this here? Well, what is written in the Taweez? What is read when we make dam and blow? It is Surah Falaq, Surah Nas, Surah Fatiha. You know, Hazrat Maulana Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb, when he used to come, people used to gather, droves and crowds. When he used to come and he was in the city, everybody would know, because you would just see people flocking and gathering there. Now in all of this here, we see, and we should bring within ourselves, that in the Quran Majid, people have i'tiqad, and they have faith and conviction in the power and the effects of it. So we should have this within ourselves, and we should make an effort to take this type of effect. Hazrat Maulana Muhammad Ahmad Sahib, Hazrat Maulana Siddiq Sahib, they used to read for people, they used to and blow, they used to write out Taweez, etc. On one occasion, was it Maulana Siddiq Sahib or Maulana Muhammad Ahmad Sahib? He went to Bihar, and I accompanied them. There was load shedding, there was no electricity at all, and then all of a sudden some truck came at night, and then Hazrat went there, and in the headlights of the truck, in that light that was emanating from the truck, he went there and he wrote it out and he gave the Taweez. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib also used to write out Taweez. But you know, he used to say that I've written this year, but listen, make ilaj as well. Don't suffice on this only. Don't restrict it to Taweez only. Make ilaj, go and do treatment as well. So you have this year, and they would rectify and they would set straight many things, islahat, and they would turn the attention of people to this year. On one occasion, Maulana Abrarul Haq came, and at home, Abdullah's mother was not well. So Hazrat Maulana Abrarul Haq wrote a Taweez and he gave it, and he said, take this year, and whatever, of course, guidelines he gave. So when we see this year that people are coming, etc., now this is actually their connection with the deen. They understand it in this year that Allah Ta'ala is so great, Allah Ta'ala is so great that Allah Ta'ala can remove this sickness and this difficulty of minds. And then they have confidence in the person who they are coming to, that listen, this person here is better than me, he's a saintly person, he's a buzruk. So with this here put into place, there are many great benefits. So then you have the extremes, where a person says that the Taraweeh is everything. That is also incorrect. Or you have the other way around, that the Taraweeh is nothing. That is also incorrect. What we have to do is to have moderation. So we have to keep everything within its boundaries. Allah Ta'ala keep us established on the deen, and that we always choose the path of moderation. Not so harsh and not so soft also. I kept ta'alluq with all, due to which the barakah of it in the end, all these shuyukh also used to come. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, when he used to give the Taraweeh, he used to address the person by saying, do you know what I wrote in the Taraweeh? I wrote the Mu'awwazatain, Surah Falak and Surah Nas. Now I've written it for you, you're going to take this year, not a problem. But listen, you also read it. You also read it. And here you're asking me to blow. What am I reading? I'm reading Mu'awwazatain. I'm going to do it for you. But you also go home and you also start reading. Always Allah Ta'ala keep us on the path of Sunnah and give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of adopting the Sunnah, so that we can become illuminated to the barakat and the nur of the Sunnah. Allah Ta'ala keep us on the deen. Initially when I came, here in this these areas, Gujarat, etc., people didn't know the Urdu much. So much so, even Muhtamim Sahib used to ask. They would go afterwards, they would listen to the recordings, and they would ask. They would come to Maulana Maqsood Sahib, and they would say that, what is Maulana saying year in year? What did he mean year in year? People would then ask and inquire. Now Hazrat Maulana Mohammadqamaruzzamansaheb, kitne bade aadmi the. He was such a great personality. But what would he say? What was his sentiments? He had to say this year, dua kijiye, make dua that meri iman durust rahe, that my iman stays correct and straight, and that I leave this dunya with iman. Now you tell me, if these great personalities, this was what their outlook was and this was their impressions, then is that not necessary for us? We should always make sure that we are not involved in things that are against the Sunnah. Let us make dua now. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfill the needs of all the people. Allah ta'ala remove difficulties and calamities. Allah ta'ala let us walk on the path of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah let it make it such that we also make an effort to keep our children on the path of Sunnah. There are so many out there that are trying to destroy the deen. Allah ta'ala let the deen reign supreme. I've came here on many occasions in the past, also a few times, and this time also I had no himmat at all, but I sat here and I said more than I actually wanted to say. So staying on the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam this year is a very great sunnah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka at-tawfiq limahabbika min al-a'mal wa sidqa at-tawakkuli alayk wa husna az-zanni bik. So listen, other type of knowledge is not prohibited, but we have to teach our children the basics of the deen. They must know their deen well and correct. They have to know what is faraz, what is wajib, etc. This and that. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.